For that, we turn to Kevin Miller from KDKA Radio in Pittsburgh and Bob Frantz from WTAM Radio in Cleveland for a swing state sound off. So here we go. Topic number one, the economy. A lot to talk about. 1 minute goes on the clock, though. First 30 seconds to Kevin. Kevin, what are your listeners saying about it?
Brett, I'll tell you, it's great to be on Fox News, and the listeners at News Radio 1020 KDK are talking about the economy. That is the number one issue here. Pittsburgh in the day used to be the hub of the industrialized world. Manufacturing jobs left, promises of new technology, promises of other jobs haven't happened. It's been great for our two universities here, Carnegie Mellon and for the University of Pittsburgh, but the working folks on the street, the quote-unquote Rendell Democrats, are hungry for something. They don't want somebody who's going to come in, maybe Barack Obama, and tax them. That's why, subtly, what we're hearing at KDKA is that the message of John McCain is resonating here.
All right, Kevin got the bell.
Well, you know what,
Bob, go ahead.
Kevin, no offense to the people of Pittsburgh, but I'll tell you what, we take a back seat to no one when it comes to misery. In the state of Ohio, I don't know if you know this, 4, not 1, 2, or 3, but 4 different cities have been named on the Forbes top 10 list of the fastest dying cities in the country, for crying out loud. People of Ohio, and the people in Northeast Ohio especially, the economy is the number one issue. They want somebody who's going to come to them with a realistic plan on how to put them back to work and to get businesses thriving again, not a pie-in-the-sky Robin Hood fantasy of robbing from the rich oil companies and handing out subsidies to the poor.
All right. Next topic, moving on. As we mentioned before, Iraqi negotiators are proposing this timetable for U.S. troop withdrawal. It's a negotiation, status of forces agreement, U.S. and Iraq working on this. The Iraqis say they see combat troops leaving the country by October 2010. U.S. negotiators have not agreed to any firm timetable, and whatever happens, there's going to be conditions-based withdrawal in small print on the bottom of the paper. Guarantee you that. Currently, there are 144,000 U.S. troops in Iraq. Let's talk about this. First to Bob, 30 seconds on the clock.
Well, the people I talk to and my listeners, Brett, they don't want anything to do with a timetable for withdrawal without General Petraeus's say-so. They don't care, even if Prime Minister Maliki wants to kick us out right now. They trust General Petraeus. Let me tell you something. We had 5 soldiers killed in Iraq in the month of July. 5. Now, 1 is too many, don't get me wrong, but that shows the amazing progress we made. Why the hurry to rush us out of there when we have set the conditions they need so that they have security and safety, so the political reconciliation that needs to follow can take place? Why rush out of a very successful venture that we're in right now?
All right, Kevin, what are your listeners saying?
Well, Brett, here's the difference. The difference between Cleveland and Pittsburgh, they're miserable. We're America's most livable city. Number one. Number two, people here are fed up with the war. They still support the troops, but they're ready to leave. We just had a state senator, Jim Furlow, who has decided to introduce before the state Senate a bill that would allow Governor Rendell to bring back the Pennsylvania National Guard. They want the troops home. They want it to end, and they don't care how fast it happens. It's very interesting here how that all plays out, considering John McCain is doing better than expected.
Okay, Democrats
I'd like to
United. Go ahead. We're going to give you 2 more seconds.
Well, I'd just like to know what they plan to do, the people of Pittsburgh and all those who want those troops and those guardsmen to come home. Hey, we all want them home, but not at the expense of the gains that we have made over there, and I think that's the most important thing.
All right. We went outside the clock. Next topic. The Democratic National Committee says caucuses are here to stay for now. The party's platform committee rejected a plan proposed by Hillary Clinton supporters to get rid of the system. Her supporters say caucuses are unfair. The DNC says the idea just doesn't belong in the platform. The Iowa caucuses surprised many by tripping up Clinton, starting a prolonged primary fight, which led Obama to the presumptive nomination. The heated debate came just a day after Hillary Clinton made her first stops campaigning for Barack Obama on her own. Let's start in with this. Kevin, what do you think?
Well, I think that Democrats do have a major problem, and we see that here in Pittsburgh on KDK, Brett. The bottom line here is Barack Obama in a Democratic year, it's not resonating. The unity isn't happening. The DNC was here yesterday, their final meeting before, their final platform meeting before Denver, and guess what? Protests all throughout the city for Hillary Clinton. They don't believe in Barack Obama. They believe that he hasn't given her much love, and they plan to make their voices known on that. That's going to hurt come November, and it's going to hurt against John McCain.
Bob, are your listeners saying the Democratic Party is united heading into this convention?
Well, you know, I think the listeners are united, and what I mean by that is, yeah, there were some hurt feelings among the Clinton supporters because she didn't get the nomination, and they're kind of grumbling for a while. But, I mean, let's face it, Ohio Democrats are like Democrats all across the country. They're blindly loyal to the letter D. You could put Obama, Clinton, you could put John Edwards there, illegitimate child and all, in this election, and they will vote for him because guess what? John McCain is George Bush III. That's all the Obama campaign is running on, Bush, 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 linking him to McCain, and those negative numbers mean they will support any candidate that has a D after the name.
Oh, cuts himself off. You heard the bell. That's why you guys are such good talkers. Kevin, Bob, thanks. We love this segment. Please come back.